So before I got tested for sleep apnea, I was having a really tough time staying awake at work. I just find myself really sleepy during the day, and I had a lot of other symptoms like a really sore headache every morning. Um, I just was really struggling in my life. I had a lot of mental health challenges as well. So when I first started having symptoms of sleep apnea, I went undiagnosed for 10 years. So some of the time I had a partner, some of the time I didn't. But certainly my boyfriend, then now husband, noticed a lot of snoring and pauses in breathing while I was sleeping. But I think because he was sleeping really well, he didn't really notice that that was a big problem enough to tell me to go to the doctor about it. Right before I got my diagnosis, I fell asleep at the wheel with my baby in the car. And that was a real turning point for me where I realized that the level of daytime sleepiness I was experiencing wasn't normal. So I think getting the diagnosis was a really big relief for me. I knew that there were a lot of symptoms and I didn't know what was causing them. So just getting that diagnosis helped me to have hope that things could get better. And once I started treatment, things weren't perfect right away. It took me a while to get used to using CPAP. But overall, my daytime sleepiness wasn't nearly as bad, and I wasn't falling asleep at the wheel. So, yeah, I feel like the quality of my life is better, and I'm there more for my kids and my husband. I think before I was really just trying to make it through every day, really, really tired. It really took me 10 years to get my diagnosis from when I first noticed symptoms to when I actually had the test and saw a doctor. I remember a time during my 20s where I was in an office and we were having a meeting, and I just felt my eyelids closing and becoming so heavy, and it was so difficult to stay awake that I would find myself making excuses to have to leave the room so that I didn't fall asleep and put my head on the desk. I don't have that anymore, and I really feel like I'm more present at work. I'm able to give a much better version of myself to my colleagues. And since I got involved with Project Sleep, first as a volunteer and now as a staff member, knowing so many other people living with sleep disorders has been just a real source of encouragement and support. So I can't recommend reaching out enough to anybody watching. If I had known that I was experiencing symptoms of sleep apnea, or if I'd known really anything about sleep disorders, I would have gone to a doctor sooner and really advocated for myself to get this test. I think that people who are putting off getting the diagnosis often have misconceptions about how difficult sleep studies are. Things have changed so much, and the technology now often allows people to have that test in the comfort of their own home. So I also think there are a lot more treatment options becoming available. So people who don't want to use CPAP at the outset, they should still get this test. That way they can discuss all the different treatment options with their doctor. So yeah, I would just say like the quality of your life is likely to be improved by having the diagnosis and getting treatment. Sleep apnea is a serious medical condition and it can lead to stroke and heart attack. And I think oftentimes people put off getting the test, but they don't realize what kind of impact it's having on their health. So I just really encourage everybody to go and see their doctor if they have these symptoms.